Guys, so welcome to a brand new part of the Coffee and Hero Show, and this is something we're going to be doing once a month. As much as possible every week, we'll always take you through the pull list, what's new into the store, that kind of thing, as can be found elsewhere on the YouTube channel. But what I want to do once a month is go through the previews catalogs, just to give you guys a little bit of a taste of the stuff that we're looking forward to most. Now, Keith and I do a podcast every month, and we go through the previews books. We go into it in great depth, a lot of depth. Sometimes we'll spend a good hour and a half to 2 hours going through the previews books and picking out the best of what's coming up. But what I wanted to do is just throw it out here in a different format, maybe shorten it down a little bit just for the too long didn't read crowd, and guide you through the best things to look forward to, because keeping up with comics at times can be really difficult, keeping up with all the new releases, all the new stuff coming out, making sure you don't miss an issue. And comics will always be a weird industry. You got to get your pre-orders in a couple of months in advance. You got to almost take a chance on a book that it's going to be good by pre-ordering to make sure you don't miss out on it. And sometimes with some of the smaller publishers that we recommend, your Vault Comics, your AWA, stuff like that, they're not going to do big print runs. So if you ask us for a title maybe a week before it comes out, there's no way we can guarantee that it will definitely be able to get it for you. So that's why I just wanted to do this in video form as well. Now, the order for this is due in 2 weeks. So it is due on the 25th, I believe, of this month. So if you can get your orders into us before then for anything that appeals to you. So, for those who are maybe unfamiliar, the previews books are essentially these. So you get these once a month. That's the Marvel previews book. DC have recently started doing it again in print form. They were doing it just through their website, through DC Connect Digital. Then you have the main previews book here, which will have all your independent publishers, your Image, your Dark Horse, your Boom, etc., etc., etc. So kicking things off is the DC book, because I'm a DC guy. So this month is very heavily focused on Batman Fear State. So this looks like it's going to be a cross-title event. If any of you guys read Joker War through Tynion's Batman run, this looks to be something very similar. So you've got the main story is going to run through Batman, but there's going to be tie-in issues. So with this one, you have tie-in issues for Catwoman, which is issue 35. You have for Nightwing, which is number 84. You have Detective Comics 1043, and you have Harley Quinn number 7. And then that's in addition to the main story going through Batman 112 and 113. Now, in case you missed it last month, there is a one-shot that will set all of this up called Batman Fear State Alpha. So if you're not on that, I would highly recommend it, because that's going to go into a lot of the detail, or a lot of the setup, I should say, of what this event's going to be. Also this month in the DC book, you've got I Am Batman. This is going to be a continuation of the next Batman line that Oscar-winning writer John Ridley's been doing. He did it through Future State, the next Batman. He's done it through the next Batman, Second Son. And this seems to be the new ongoing for it. Worth it just, it's been great anyway, but worth it just because Olivier Coipel is doing the art. So fantastic stuff there. DC-wise as well, Batman Urban Legends is continuing. We're up to number 7 of that. It seems to be showing off Batman Beyond. So that looks really, really cool. For the Fables fans out there, Fables is going to be coming back. But before it comes back in earnest, they're actually going to do a 6-issue miniseries called Batman vs. Bigby, a Wolf in Gotham. So this is going to focus on the main detective from Fables, and Batman obviously crossing paths. A really good one to look forward to as well is Deathstroke Inc. This is going to be a brand new ongoing for Deathstroke, and it's also going to feature Black Canary. And the best thing about this is it's written by Joshua Williamson, the art is by Howard Porter. Those two guys worked together before to great effect on the Flash run. You've got a couple of new Aquaman ones coming up as well. You've got Aquaman The Becoming, which is a 6-issue miniseries, and Black Manta, which is a 6-issue miniseries as well. Also, Harley Quinn, the animated series, the Eat, Bang, Kill tour. So that's one that's actually linked to the Harley Quinn animated series. This is sort of focusing as it's going to be like a half season almost. It's going to be set between season 2 and season 3, I believe. So you have that as well. We got Suicide Squad, King Shark. That's going to be a 6-issue miniseries. I think everyone thinks this is who the breakout hit or breakout star of Suicide Squad is going to be. Titans United as well. So this is a brand new number 1. It's going to be a 7-issue miniseries written by Kevin Scott and pencils by Jose Luis. And then beyond that, you've just got some good hardcovers and some trades coming out, which are solicited in this month's book. You've got the Joker Volume 1 by James Tynion IV and Guillaume March on that. You've got Far Sector coming out, which was by N.K. Jemisin, art by Jamal Campbell. You've got the other history of the DC Universe, the Black Label hardcover coming out, and then tons of other great stuff just continuing to be ongoing. So that's pretty much the DC book in a nutshell. Again, you can catch more depth for all of these titles if you want to check out the podcast. Next up, we have the Marvel book. So when it comes to Marvel, it's a couple of big events seem to be leading the way this month. The first big one is Dark Ages #1. So this is one of 6. This is written by Tom Taylor. So you know we're on board this. And art's by Ivan Coelho. And this looks like a fantastic series. 6 issues. They originally showed this off in the X-Men Free Comic Book Day last year. And then obviously it's taken a bit of time to get going. But really looking forward to that. Pre-orders are strong on that one already. So highly recommend jumping on that. There is a new X-Men event coming as well, which is Inferno. That name might mean something to Marvel fans. So it's going to be a 4-issue miniseries, but the 4 issues look like they're going to be oversized each time. So for example, issue 1 is 56 pages. Traditional comic can be anywhere between 26 to 32 pages. So this is definitely a double-sized issue. Written by Jonathan Hickman and art by Valerio Schiti as well. The Nick Spencer Amazing Spider-Man run is coming to an end for September. So Nick Spencer is going to be writing his last issue with issue 74. And that is going to have art by Patrick Gleason, Mark Begley, and Marcelo Ferreira. Moving along, what else have we got here? We've got Demon Days Cursed Web. This is the continuation of the great Peach Momoko stuff. These are all one-shots. These have been absolutely awesome. So they have Peach Momoko writing and drawing and basically putting like almost like an anime twinge onto classic established Marvel tropes and characters. A big one I'm looking forward to this month is The Death of Doctor Strange, and that's in part due to the creative team. So you've got Jed MacKay writing and you've got Lee Garbey on art. So again, very strong looking title. We have Extreme Carnage continuing there with the one-shots, which will culminate in Extreme Carnage Omega. We have Kazar, Lord of the Savage Land, #1 of 5, little 5-issue miniseries there. And then Marvel-wise, a lot of it from then on in is going to be continuing stuff. You've got Black Panther #2. You've got X-Men, The Trial of Magneto, which looks to be getting a bit of heat at the moment. The Defenders is up to #2 in this month. So these are titles that, because they're in #2 this month, they're still available for pre-order because we can top them up a month before they come out. So again, just let us know. Always the earlier the better, as I say. And then the other thing to keep an eye out for in the Marvel book is it's 10 years of Miles Morales. So you have the Ultimate Fallout 4 facsimile. So this is a perfect reproduction of Miles Morales' first appearance in comics. That is a pricey comic if you get the original or if you own the original. And yeah, keep an eye out for that. And then the other thing that I really noticed in this month's Marvel book is there are so many good hardcover collections / omnibus collections, that kind of thing. So just to take you through a few of them, you have Doctor Strange by Jason Aaron and Chris Bacalo, the omnibus of that. So that's going to be a good one. Big emphasis on Doctor Strange this month. They're going to be doing some new printings for X-Men Volume 1, so going right back to the start for the Stan Lee, Jack Kirby stuff. Never a bad thing. The Mighty Marvel Masterworks have proven really popular as well. We got the Amazing Spider-Man ones in, which are the first 10 issues of Amazing Spidey reprinted and bound together. This month they're doing the Incredible Hulk and Thor, so I would highly recommend that as well. And then there's a few other great hardcovers and trades in here. The last one I'm just going to focus on because I can't recommend it enough is they're doing a new printing of Hawkeye. It's called The Saga of Barton and Bishop. This is basically the Matt Fraction, David Aja run on Hawkeye that is phenomenal. And they're putting it together in a really good value trade paperback, which is going to hit $45, so about 40 quid. But that is for all of that run, which is 23 issues, an annual, and also a Young Avengers Presents, which I think is the origin of Kate Bishop off the top of my head. So that is the Marvel book. So just to take you through then the indie stuff. So the indie previews catalog will always be in order of publisher. Always kicks off with Image because Image are undoubtedly the biggest independent company. But then it goes on after that to Dark Horse, Dynamite, Boom, these types of ones. So the ones to look forward to the most here, for me anyway, first up you've got Primordial. This is #1 of 6. This is from the team of Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino, which is the team that did Gideon Falls. They did a great run in DC on Green Arrow as well. Really, really strong team there. So this is a mind-bending, say that 5 times fast, sci-fi thriller, which looks really, really good. So Primordial #1. Next up, you have Frontiersman #1. This is from the team of Patrick Kindlon and artist Marco Ferrari. And this looks superb. This looks for people, like it'll be for fans of things like God Country, for example. Great adventure title. Speaking of adventure, Adventure Man is back this month as well. There was a brilliant first 4 issues of that culminated in a glorious hardcover, written by Matt Fraction and art by the Dodsons, so Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson. So that is definitely one to keep an eye out for. This month sees the end of Die as well at issue 20. So who doesn't love Die? And if you haven't been reading Die, now will be the time to do it because it's coming to its end. We've got a new Reckless book coming, being solicited for this month as well. So written by Ed Brubaker, art by Sean Phillips, colours by his son Jacob Phillips. So Destroy All Monsters, a Reckless book hardcover. So continuing on the Ethan Reckless stuff. And what's really good for the solicitations this month is there are tons of great graphic novels being solicited. Basically for ones that are some of our favourites. So The Good Asian is getting a volume 1 trade paperback. Haha is getting a trade paperback. We also have Noctera getting its first volume, which is called Full Throttle Dark. We have the Silver Coin volume 1 coming as well. So tons of great graphic novels coming from Image. I mean, you've even got Stray Dogs, the trade paperback solicited for this month. Ultra Mega by James Harren as well for this month. So tons and tons of great stuff, and Deadly Class volume 10. Have I ever told you I really like Deadly Class? So that is pretty much the Image side of thing. Again, tons of ones being solicited for this month as well, you know, ongoing series, things like that. But if we move away from there and go to Dark Horse, I think one of the biggest titles this month is going to be from Dark Horse, and that is a title called Maze Book. This is being written and drawn by Jeff Lemire. It's going to be a 5-issue miniseries, and this just looks superb. I mean, the preview art looks brilliant. He's got Andrea Sorrentino, his Gideon Falls / Primordial compadre, to do a variant cover as well. So definitely one to keep an eye out for. You've got a new Stranger Things series starting this month with Stranger Things Tomb of Yebwen as well. So that is going to be a 4-issue miniseries as well. There was one here definitely for you horror fans. This is sure to appeal to a few different people. Where are we here? It's called Tremor Dose. And basically what this is it was a digital series, but it's being collected for print and released through Dark Horse. So this is written by Michael Conrad and art by Noah Bailey. The blurb for this sounds fantastic. Everyone dreams, but are these dreams your own? Who controls our thoughts when we're sleeping? Jin is a young college student who has been having wildly disturbing nightmares featuring a man she has never met. When she finds a flower, his picture, and the question, have you dreamed this man? She submits to an interview that begins to unravel her perceptions of reality. I think that sounds awesome. Next up, believe it or not, we have Dynamite, and we actually have a Dynamite series that we are recommending. Yes, I know we never recommend Dynamite stuff, but the reason for that's twofold. One is because it's a new Army of Darkness title, Army of Darkness 1979 #1, but it's also written by Rodney Barnes, who has been such a great writer through Philadelphia, through many series, but Philadelphia is definitely the one that sticks out the most. So I think that's going to be really, really popular. And again, it's Army of Darkness. Who doesn't love a bit of Ash? One that I wanted to show a bit of attention for as well, because we get asked for this quite a lot of the time in store. But IDW are doing a brand new printing of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IDW collection. So they're going right back to volume 1 and printing everything. So it's going to collect the first 12 issues. It's going to be a trade paperback as opposed to the hardcovers, which can be a bit more expensive. But if you're a Turtles fan, definitely jump on board that, because that's your chance now to get in on that from the beginning. What have we got next? Next up, we've got Boom. This could be another series to keep an eye for. Boom are very good with their series that then become spec issues, even though I hate that word. But this is a new one. It's a 5-issue miniseries called Maw. It's going to be a brand new #1 written by Jude Ellison S. Doyle and illustrated by A.L. Kaplan. And it's described as a provocative horror series perfect for readers of Redlands and Something is Killing the Children. That's not bad company to be in. What else have we got? Boomer also, at this point, they seem to be going out into a new market, which is the omnibus hardcover collection market, similar to the Absolutes and so forth. Last month they solicited Something is Killing the Children. This month they've solicited a Once and Future brand new hardcover deluxe edition. Same again, there's going to be a deluxe edition, which is your hardcover, but you're also going to have a limited slipcased edition as well. Similar to the Absolute, if you think about how you slipcase in your hardcover into that. Moving on from Boom, this is a big one for this month, and this is one that I really recommend getting pre-orders in on early, because this is through a smaller comic label called Ablaze, but it's from the artist of Something Is Killing the Children. It's a new horror series called He Who Fights with Monsters. The preview art alone has me sold on this, but again, Werther Dell'Edera on Something Is Killing the Children is killing it every single issue. Again, Ablaze Comics, there will not be tons of these spare ones around when it comes out, guys. If this is the kind of title that appeals to you, look it up, find a bit more info on it, or listen to the podcast, of course. But yeah, it's called He Who Fights with Monsters, a brand new #1, and it's solicited for this September. Moving on from Ablaze, what do we have next? We have Aftershock, so a couple of good Aftershock titles here. Pretty cool one called Almost American that looks great. Sort of real-world spy thriller based on a true story as well, written by Ron Mars and art by Marco Castiglio, which looks pretty cool. Another good one is a prestige format horror one-shot from Aftershock called 10 Years to Death. It's billed as the Shawshank Redemption meets The Sixth Sense. Who doesn't like the sound of that? Written by Aaron Douglas and art by Cliff Richards. Now there's an S at the end of that, so I'm pretty sure it's not the same Cliff Richard. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. We've got AWA, one of my favorite labels. They have another new title coming out, and I believe this is another J. Michael Straczynski one, yep. And the art is by Steve Epting, Winter Soldier artist. And this is called Telepaths. This is going to be a brand new 6-issue mini-series. So again, looks really, really cool. What else have we got? So 2 more to tell you about that we certainly recommend. And again, these ones are going to be quite low print runs, I would say. So again, if they appeal to you, get your orders in. One is called Gun Honey. This is through Titan Comics. It's going to be a 4-issue hard case crime noir series, written by Charles Ardai and art by Anghor King as well. The weapon you need, where you need it, when you need it, she'll get it. Really cool preview. Really cool preview art for this one as well. So again, it's Bill Sienkiewicz doing the main cover as well, so that can never be a bad thing. And then just to finish off with, I'm just going to look at Vault Comics and a couple of titles that look great here. One is called World of Darkness. This is a World of Darkness event called Crimson Thaw. You know, you have creators involved in this, including Tim Seeley, Tinian Blake Hard, Jim Zub, Danny Lohr. So that's one to have an eye out for. And then another one I thought looked great is Human Remains. Again, a brand new #1, written by Peter Milligan and art by Sally Cantriano. So that's a very brief look through the books. Those are just some of the titles we're looking forward to. They're the kind of ones we have on the board at the back there. They're the ones that we think look really cool from a story point of view, from character point of view, from creator point of view. Again, if you want more detail on this, check out the podcast. Keith and I go deep into the books, go into lots of detail and loads of recommendations. Or just have a little look up online. Just Google any of these titles. You'll get more information on them, and then just let us know if it's something that you'd like added to the pull list. So yeah, that was a very brief, very quick look through the July previews books. These are titles solicited to come out in September and beyond. And again, anything appeals to you, just get in touch with us and we'll get it added to your pull list. So I hope this proves a useful resource, guys. Once a month, I'll try and put one of these out and try and guide you in the right direction. So again, hope you enjoyed this and I hope you're staying safe out there. So look forward to seeing you guys in store. Take it easy.